You still got to put up the shot and have the ability to make them. And that is exactly what Derrick Rose was doing tonight. So like I said, 24 points, 8 of 11 from the field, and 4 assists. He had a beautiful pass to Julius Randle in the pick and roll. And we definitely need to see those two work in tandem. I think it was a sight to see, honestly, especially on a team that has been, especially on a team that has really lacked elite point guard play. Hey, what's going on? This is Sports Vibes TV. I'm your host, Quis, and the Knicks have a legitimate win streak once again. Now, I know some people are going to say they won against the Bulls. That's a win streak technically. No, you got to win back-to-back games for a win streak. And that's exactly what we went out there and did. We beat the Rockets 122-97, led by our MVP and probably the league MIP, Julius Randle. I got the box score for you guys. Put it up on screen. Julius Randle had a hell of a game. Went out there, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and he was a monster. What I liked about this game specifically is Julius Randle showed the league and showed us as fans why he has stepped up his game. He's no longer forcing things. He's allowing the defense to come at him, and then he's making the right decisions. In the first quarter, we saw exactly that. The Rockets, they were sending double teams at Julius Randle, and he was finding his open teammates. He did it 3 times for corner threes, and like during the game, the commentary, they were saying it as it was unfolding before our eyes. The Rockets would double, and in the first quarter, the first wide open corner 3 he was able to facilitate was to RJ Barrett. Then he did another one to Elfrid Payton, and then right after that, it was to Reggie Bullock. So we saw Julius Randle in basically what I want to call his final form, where he's facilitating early in the game, and then in the third quarter, he pretty much put the game out of reach. He was a monster. He was dominant. He could not be stopped. The Rockets, they stopped sending those double teams at him, and he was able to feast in the mid-range. Not only was he able to feast in the mid-range on a couple turnaround fadeaway jump shots, he also was able to knock down a couple threes, and it was a sight to see. He was doing exactly what this team needs to propel us to the playoffs, and what I think we should, where I think we should end up, and that's going to be the second round. It was a phenomenal game for Julius Randle, and he's just adding more to what some may consider an MVP type season. Now, when you look at the rest of the team, unfortunately, there is some bad news. Nerlens Noel went down. You can see he only played 11 minutes. Not a typical night for him. He had a couple injuries. He got injured in the first quarter, and Taj Gibson had to come in. And then later on in the third quarter, he sprained his ankle and he did not return. So hopefully, nothing really comes of that, and he's able to return when we go out and face the Grizzlies. RJ Barrett, he was phenomenal as well. Like I mentioned, he was the recipient of a pass from Julius Randle for an easy 3. He had a great game as well. 21 points, 7 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 80%. They put up a graphic showing that RJ Barrett in his last, I believe, 7 games coming into this one, he was averaging 80% from the free throw line, and he matched those numbers again tonight. Rebounding, he was a great rebounder, 7 rebounds, and facilitator, 5 assists, plus 31 in the plus minus. RJ Barrett is quickly becoming one of the rising stars in this league, and it's great that the Knicks have him, and I'm excited to see what he becomes, to be honest with you. Derrick Rose had himself another great game. He was knocking down threes. And it was funny because during the broadcast, they were saying Derrick Rose didn't like the way we were trying to use him in his first stint, where they were trying to turn him into a 3-point shooter. Well, he was looking like a 3-point shooter in this game. 4-5 from 3, 80% from the 3-point line. That's crazy. I mean, the team as a whole was on fire from 3, 18 to 35, 51%. But to see Derrick Rose go out and do that, it was phenomenal. Because I think for the season, Derrick Rose is shooting right around 30% from three. So to see him have this uptick, I mean, you can say it's because the Houston Rockets are on a great defending team. But hey, you still got to put up the shots and have the ability to make them. And that is exactly what Derrick Rose was doing tonight. So like I said, 24 points, 8 of 11 from the field, and 4 assists. He had a beautiful pass to Julius Randle in the pick and roll. And we definitely need to see those two work in tandem. I think it was a sight to see, honestly, especially on a team that has been, especially on a team that has really lacked elite point guard play. To see Derrick Rose and Julius Randle be able to have that chemistry. Mwah. Now, Derrick Rose, like I said, plus 35, plus minus. And then Taj Gibson, he had his number called and he came in and he did what he needed to do in order to help us maintain the lead and be sound defensively. 6 points, 5 rebounds, nothing too crazy, but he was a solid veteran presence out there. And that's all you ask from Taj Gibson. The fact that he was able to do it for 32 minutes is icing on the cake. And you can see the bench got some playing time. I was disappointed by Kevin Knox. I really wanted to see more from Knox. And in his 5 minutes of play, he really did a bunch of nothing, honestly. -8. He got blocked by Kenyon Martin Jr. They called it a foul, but let's be serious. That was a block. He had a couple bad turnovers. It's only saying 1, but I'm pretty sure I thought it was 2. But he just did not look great out there. He did have 1 steal, but he himself was frustrated in his performance. As the clock was ticking down, we're up 30 some odd points. He's slamming the ball to the floor because he knew he did not have a great performance. But hopefully he'll be able to learn from this performance and get a lot better. I'm just happy that this team went out to Houston and they won a game that they were supposed to win, and they made it it wasn't even competitive out there, and that's great. Well, let me not lie, because towards the end of the game it was like a 12-14 point game, but we ended up showing that there was a talent gap and we were the better coach team, and we went out there and got this W. As you guys can see on screen, our next game's coming up against the Grizzlies, Lakers, Nuggets, and Spurs. A tough stretch. And then we're going to finish that Western Conference swing with the Suns once again, where we can try to get some payback. Let me know your thoughts on this game down in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you are not subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. Also, make sure you smash that bell icon. That way you're notified whenever I drop new content. Once again, I'm Quis, host of Sports Vibes TV, and I'm out.
Uh-huh.